Hello, welcome back. We're going to do more island matrix problems. Today's problem is 695, maximum area of island. You're given a map. It's a binary matrix grid. And on this grid, there are ones and zeros. The ones are lands and the zeros are water. The lands are connected horizontally and vertically. And our job is to find out what is the maximum area of an island on this grid. Take a look at the example they provided. You can see on this map, the biggest island is this one. It's the size of 6. Notice that it's not 11. So because the islands are connected horizontally and vertically, they're not connected diagonally. These are two separate islands here. Okay, let's take a look at the code. I code in C#. The code is provided in the GitHub link below. With these questions, usually I will initiate the two variables, the number of rows on the grid and the number of columns on the grid. So the number of rows are here and the number of columns is here. I initiate the value of maximum area, and that is the value that I will return at the end. Next, we go through a double for loop in which I iterate every row and every column to look at every cell. And for each cell, I would call this recursive function of getting area. Once I find the area of that particular cell, then I will measure that against the maximum area found so far and take the maximum of the two. Okay, let's take a look at this recursive function, get area. Get area takes in the grid and also I and j, which are the row number and the column numbers for that particular cell. The isValid function is the base case for this recursive function. It checks whether I and j are within the range of the grid. So it's within the range of the columns number and on the row number. In addition, it also checks whether the value itself is 1. That means it's a piece of land. Once I find a piece of land, then I will also find all the connecting lands of that island. Basically, I will do a recursive call of get area to find all the connecting lands. So all the cells above, on the left, on the right, and below of that piece of land. In a recursive call, it will find all the neighbors, and the neighbors will also do a recursive call of finding all its neighbors. It will go to the 4 directions and find all the connecting lands adjoining this island. So once I find that that cell contains land, I would change that value to 0, and then I initiate the area equals to 1, and then I'm gonna recursively call the get area function, and in which I pass in the coordinates for the cells above, below, on the left, and on the right. All these recursive call will return the area from those cells. So I'm gonna sum together all the area, and then that's the value that I will return to the function above. When we recursively call get area, at some point you can see that for some cells it would move towards the outside of the grid. And that's why its valid cell function is there to check whether the recursive call is calling the cells beyond the border of the grid. And if it is, it will not execute. All right, so that's very simple. It's just a double for loop and a recursive call getting the area once we find an island. And then we will turn all this value to 0 so that these cells will not be visited again down the road. In terms of time complexity, since all the cells are only visited at most twice, the time complexity is big O of the size of the grid. Okay, let's see if this works. And it's good. Okay, see you next time.